It is to my great delight to introduce you to a brand new protein powder, the first ever on the market, that is a whey protein powder from grass-fed cows that has never been heated. This is kind of revolutionary because even though protein powders may appear to be a boring subject, this one is worth your attention. I have been doing this work for 20 years as a nutritional consultant. My company name is Cocoon Nutrition, and in all that time, one of the goals you're trying to achieve is, well, you're trying to restore radiant health. But to do that, you have to go into the past of the body's tissues, and you have to dig out all the drug deposits, all the heavy metals, all the chemical toxins, cause them to be entered back into circulation to go into the eliminatory systems for elimination. And sometimes that process can be acquired as a result of gaining enough life force so that when the life force is high enough, then the body mounts this detox response in such an aggressive manner that you re-experience all your old symptoms. You re-experience your allergies, your skin rashes, your diarrhea, your headache, whatever it was that you experienced in the past, that rather than letting nature run its course, you interrupted that process with a drug. And this is a common problem in our culture today. When you have an infection, when you have a headache, when you have an inflammation, you have been taught in our culture an incorrect method of dealing with it, which is to suppress the body's natural response. And that, of course, when you do that with a drug, it interrupts the body's ability to effectively rid itself of the offending allergen, toxin, whatever the problem is, and then that substance remains buried in the tissues, and that's as a result of taking a medication. The proper course of action should be to nourish the body's ability to rid itself of the offending material and to assist it in healing that injured area or that inflammation. So what I'm introducing you to today is a unique protein powder that will give your body not only a highly assimilar form of protein. There's a distinction here to be made. When you're talking about milk in general, there's two portions of it. There's the casein portion that makes the cheese, and then there's the whey portion that is the liquid. And that whey portion is highly digestible to virtually everyone's digestive tract. However, the method by which it's processed determines how beneficial it will be for your body. And all the current practices on the market today, almost all of them, involve pasteurization, which is cooking the milk at 161 degrees for about 17 seconds, one or more times. Only a small handful of products that claim to be cold processed whey protein powders are actually heated to 158 degrees for 15 to 20 seconds. So you lose about 15 or more % of the usability of the protein in there. Heating of a protein, when it's raised too high, will destroy the structure of the amino acids. The amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So if you destroy the structure of the amino acid, your body can no longer use it to build tissue within your own system. So you're left with a protein waste that your kidney and liver have to filter out. And that, of course, is a burden to your eliminatory organs and is the reason why there is so much disease and tissue congestion in people's bodies nowadays, is because they try and sustain their lives on cooked proteins. And cooked proteins have been damaged to a degree, enough so that there is a buildup of the cooked proteins in your tissues, and it creates an environment of acidity, congestion, and an environment for microorganism growth, all your infections. So this whey protein powder that I'm introducing you today, we call One World Whey protein powder. It comes from grass-fed cows, and it has never been heated. Never. Not once. So that term cold processed is not misleading you. It is truly cold processed from start to finish. And if you investigate almost any other protein powder on the market and they say cold processed, and you ask them if it's truly cold processed from start to finish and never been heated, almost all of them that I've investigated have been heated. So what's so wonderful about whey protein powder, and what can it do for you? Well, going back in history, you'll find that historically, whey protein powder was whey itself, liquid whey, from the byproduct of making cheese, was used from the time of Hippocrates and forward, that it's been known to help support the body's ability to heal itself. There were spas that were opened up in Europe for decades, generations, where people would go just to drink fresh whey to rejuvenate themselves and help reverse all their different ailments that they may have. So it has a long history of having curative properties. And now today, in an unheated whey protein powder, we've managed to capture the essence of the benefits of what can be transferred to your body in one of the first ever grass-fed unheated whey protein powders. So what One World Whey gives you is the ability to have a highly assimilable protein so that your whole body can repair and not have a bunch of toxic, unusable proteins stay in the connective tissue, creating congestion and an environment for disease. And that repair process is the key to your regeneration. If you can assimilate your proteins, all the different ailments that you're dealing with can begin to start to reverse, because the body's a self-repairing, self-healing mechanism. But what does it self-heal and self-repair itself with? Proteins, amino acids. And that's the one of the biggest portions of healing that is lacking in the process of using natural holistic methods to help the body heal. So this one you can assimilate readily. It has no lactose in it, so people don't have to worry about lactose intolerance. It's sweetened with stevia, and there's a lot of distinction out there now about stevias. Stevia on the market right now has been heated. It has been heated above 200 degrees through its extraction process, and this alters, again, its structure. And so many people report they don't like the flavor of stevia. It's slightly metallic. It's slightly bitter. Well, this stevia is cold water extract process so that all of the sweetness is preserved without any off flavors at all. It's a super smooth, sweet taste. And stevia is 250 times sweeter to the human palate or taste than regular sugar. So it's extremely sweet in terms of its palatability. It's very smooth, and it comes in 3 delicious flavors: chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry. And of course, these are real chocolate, real vanilla, and real strawberry, unlike a lot of the products on the market where they use synthetic flavorings. None of that in this one. So you have a truly living whey protein powder. But more important now that I'm going to share with you than anything is whey protein powder's ability to deliver to you one particular amino acid called cysteine, C-Y-S-T-I-N-E. Once you get that into the body, cysteine, the body will take and convert it into cysteine, C-Y-S-T-E-I-N-E, and that one amino acid is called the rate-limiting amino acid. It's the most important amino acid needed by your body to be able to create glutathione inside the cell. Glutathione is a 3 amino acid protein needed as an antioxidant to quench free radicals, help stop inflammation, and also to attach to toxins and shuttle them through the bloodstream to the liver for elimination. This is phenomenal because this is the most abundantly needed antioxidant and detoxifying peptide needed by your body is glutathione. And when you can make a much more generous supply of glutathione in your body, what happens? Your body magically begins to detoxify at the cellular level. All the chemical, all the heavy metals, all the different drug deposits, all the different toxins can begin to exit your system. And the result to your health is off the chart. It is the most stupendous thing you can imagine, because when you read any of the great classic works in nutrition, whether it's Paul Bragg, whether it's Dr. Bernard Jensen's Doctor-Patient Handbook, whether it's Homotoxicology by Dr. Hans Reckeweg, the goal is to regenerate the body by detoxifying it, and all these different methods have been taught over the years, and this one aspect of detoxification has been little or not completely or well enough understood to use it, apply it. And I can tell you that all the different free-form amino acid supplements that might have cysteine in it have never delivered the results that we're getting from One World Whey. I mean,